Hello ladies and gentlemen, MarauderEX here, back with more Let's Play Final Fantasy IX. And we're here in the Ice Cavern, and I'm gonna get that treasure chest. I did some leveling off screen, but I had to stop because the boss fight that shows up in this cavern, I really need Zidane's transfer. So, and random fight. What I was going to say is the wind pillars that you keep seeing, the gusts of wind that show up, those are not fun, because those will summon the things with the tusks. So what you want to do is not get stuck in the wind current. They will summon those creatures. That'll an instant fight. So I wasn't paying attention to it enough the first time, and that's why I kept getting into those fights. So, you know, wait for the jet stream to become a thing and go away. And then the big gimmick here is these walls can be destroyed, because we're in an ice cavern, so, you know, what works well against ice? Well, fire. Well, who's got fire? Well, a little black mage friend. So, Vivi comes up, and he's going to start just destroying walls to uncover treasure chests. There might be other walls like this. Yeah, there are several. There are several. So, we're gonna find these treasure chests and get some stuff. Some of it's good, most of it's eh. Alright, so I don't know. The thing is, I don't really know where the hitbox, I should say, for the gusts of wind really are. So, and then we have normal random encounter. So, give me just a second. All right. So yeah, that was fun. But we're back, and we're gonna come to this screen, in which we have again more of these, you know, jet streams of air. And up here we've got another breakable wall. Huzzah! Yay, Vivi and your breakable walls. I like how everyone else just shows up for the little cutscene, just standing around like, yeah, he's gonna break stuff. Alright, and now we're gonna go down. We're gonna go down once we get out of the fight. Give me a second. And I'm back. And just in time for the air to come back. Wonderful, thank you for that game. There we go. And we're going to come down here, and we're going to go up this, and we're going to get this treasure chest, and get a potion. However, I was about to say, I think we are still in the way, but no, apparently not. So now we're going to come down here, and now we can break this using Vivi's magic, because that's how that works. And we can use it to come down here and get a Mage Masher, you know, that dagger we've had for a while. So, and another fight. The random encounters are insane. Give me a moment. Alright, and back, and we've got another screen to traverse. I've noticed that I'm playing this on the PS3, and I noticed some slowdown when it comes to certain effects in battle. And I'm like, I'm trying to remember if those were always there, and I just never noticed it before, or if it's an issue playing it on the PS3. So if anyone has any inside knowledge about it, like, I don't remember playing it on the original PlayStation if there were any slowdown or anything, but I mean, if there was, you know, please, by all means, remind me. That would be fantastic. And there we got a leather wrist, which we are going to put on Zidane, because we've got, you know, we've got Detect and Flee mastered. We've got Flea Gill done, Protect Girls, so we're actually going to increase my defense by 1 by adding a Silk Shirt, and we're going to get Beast Killer, which increases Spirit Evade and Magic Evade, with the Leather Wrist. And then we are going to change out the ability and add Beast Killer, so that we've got, you know, a little bit more than what we had before. And what do we have on Steiner? Steiner's good. Let me make sure all of this... Okay, so you're still learning Beast Killer with the broadsword, which is the weaker sword. Which, you know, that is the downside of this game. That, you know, that's how you have to do that. We're using a weaker weapon to learn an ability. You don't have to, because, you know, you don't have to have that ability. And there are other pieces of equipment that will have that ability on it, so you can wait. But it's a crapshoot. So, 1 second. Speaking of Bug Killer, Steiner actually just mastered that. So I can actually put the Iron Helm on him now, which gives level up and Bright Eyes, which is incredibly useful, because we have 6, so we actually do not have enough for level up at the moment, because it requires 7, but we could do a little bit of hasty changes, and we can remove Bug and Beast. Actually, we're going to remove Bird and keep Beast, because I think we'll be running into more Beasts than Birds or Bugs in the upcoming bits. But then, level up means he will level up faster, he gets XP bonus, Bright Eyes prevents darkness, which, you know, is kind of a good thing to have on a melee character. So, yeah. I'm okay with that. That's good. Alright, come on, finish up so I can go through. And we make it this way. And there's 2 paths. There's one that has what looks like a ridiculous amount of, you know, snow and mist coming in that way. Let's go the other way. Shall we? That sounds like a great idea, doesn't it? I'm kind of okay with that. And we find a Moogle sickle. Frozen Moogle. And, you know, Vivi, in typical fashion, is going to light the Moogle on fire, which frees him from his icy prison. But he is not happy. It's like, oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, wait, thank you for helping me. And we get an active time event that we cannot skip. Teach me Mogster Lesson 2. So, this is all stuff, again, that would have been helpful a little bit earlier in the game. Like, I mean, we're not that far into the game, but these are things that, yeah. What are we going to teach today? Another interesting lesson. So we get save Moogles, status effects, elemental properties, and card game. We don't need to know about any of this. Status effects we've already dealt with, like blind, poison, sleep, etc. They're pretty common, and their identifying marker is pretty self-explanatory. Elemental properties talks about... This is actually what I'm going to go over, because fire, ice, thunder, earth, water, wind, holy, and shadow. So you have kind of an elemental wheel of sorts. Fire is effective against ice and undead. Ice is effective against insects, large enemies, and or dragon types. Thunder, effective against enemies near water. Earth, ineffective against flying monsters. That's basically the only thing it's really ineffective against. Water is good against fire. Wind is good against flying. Holy is good against shadow, and shadow is good against holy. So you've got a very interesting series of elemental properties. And that's really all that is worth paying attention to, because that is somewhat unique. I mean, most fantasy-type games, oh yeah, the zombie's going to take extra damage to fire because, you know, fire and zombies, or undead in general. But, and we're going to check the Mognet, and we're going to get a mail from Moi to Gumo. I don't know. And we're going to use a tent. I have 4 tents. I don't have a lot of tents, but I need to be, you know, completely up on my HP and MP. And we are going to save, and we're going to go into a boss fight, is really what's happening next. So, yeah. And what I'm going to do is, as you can see, I actually have a save file that's farther ahead because of what I've done. I went through this boss fight to make sure I could get the items needed from it. That way, if it took me like 20 minutes on screen, it was not a completely wasted episode. Which is how I'm going to have to start playing this game. This game has some scenes like that that's... I have to play this very differently than my previous Let's Plays. So it's going to be neat. And it's getting cold. As you can see, Steiner is walking ridiculously, and oh my god, Vivi just fell over. Vivi just kind of passed out, and Steiner's going to go check on him and falls over himself. Like, this is not doing well, guys. What happened? What's going on? Alright, they're passed out due to the cold, which, that's basically a death sentence. Like, that's how it... Just, I want to say that's like one of the biggest things, like scaling Everest, is, you know, just exhaustion and falling asleep. And then, you know, you fall asleep in the cold, and then you just die. So, Zidane, however, hears a bell. And that bell is actually waking him up. Alright, so we have just Zidane now. So that's why I wanted to make sure we had all of the best stuff on him in terms of defense, because I get to fight a boss fight on my own. All by myself. This is going to be great. So we come up here, and this is the source of the blizzard. This individual right here. Black Waltz number 1. You the one causing the blizzard? Yeah, that's me. And his creepy little bell. Alright, so we are fighting Black Waltz. There's a series of Black Waltz fights in the game. This is the first, and arguably one of the most obnoxious. Because you think, oh, it's a one-on-one fight. No, it's not. And it's a one-on-one fight with a creature that looks kinda like a black mage with wings. But no, he summons a giant sea lion. An ice sea lion. That's, you know, completely fair. Alright, so, that's the one item that you want to make sure you steal, the Mithril Dagger. You can steal another silk shirt from the Black Waltz, but that's really it. That's his rare thing. But big thing you want to do is have Zidane in trance, because now we've used free energy before, we now have Tidal Flame. This will one-shot the Black Waltz. However, the downside is it will cause the little gem on the sea lion there to change to red, which means he will instantly counterattack with Tsunami. But, you know, for the amount of damage we can do and take out one of these enemies just right off the bat, it's well worth it. And I can probably kill him with a free energy right now, so that's what we're going to try to do. And that should do it. Yep. But you want to make sure you get the Mithril Dagger. The Mithril Dagger has a property on it that is just beyond needed. Is the long and short of it. And we got a High Potion of Phoenix down and a Fang card for defeating the Black Waltz and the Sea Lion. Like I said, if you want another silk shirt, you can steal one from the Black Waltz, but I've got more than enough, so... Because I've got 2, and I don't really need that many people to actually have it. You defeated number 1, but number 2 and number 3 will reclaim the princess. So we know there are 2 more Black Waltzes, at least. I gotta go check on them. And up at the top we see that it was Zorn and Thorn, who apparently are the puppet masters behind the Black Waltzes. So, you know, a little questionable as to what's going on. So, yeah, Zidane comes back, hey, y'all doing alright? Blizzard's done. Nothing happened. You guys were asleep. Yeah, I may have gone all Super Saiyan on a Black Waltz. You didn't touch... What? Just what are you accusing me of? Like, Zidane he's you know, a womanizer, but, you know, he's an honorable womanizer. He's not going to take advantage of a passed-out girl, because that's just wrong. Zidane's not that kind of guy. So, yeah, let's everyone... Let's leave, because nothing's bothering me. Totally nothing. Nothing at all. Alright, so, like I said, the thing that I wanted to get, that you really want to make sure you get, is the Mithril Dagger, because it has Bandit. And Bandit this early in the game is a godsend. What it does is it increases the success rate of Steel. So, with Bandit equipped, the odds of getting the failed to or couldn't steal anything message go down. So to the best, I'm probably not going to explain this correctly, but I'll do my best to try. So it's you've got like your attack stat versus your enemy's defense stat for like a steal success, and I don't know if it's actually attack versus defense, but that's the way everyone describes it. You've got attack versus defense. If your attack is greater than the enemy defense, you get to steal. Is how I've come to understand it. So it's entirely possible that, you know, you won't get to steal because your you know, random number roll is not high enough to beat their stat. So what Bandit does is it makes that higher, so that the odds of getting a steal are considerably higher. Now, it doesn't guarantee a steal. There's still, you know, a chance. And then you've got, you know, the items that are like the rare steal, the uncommon steal, and whatnot. So there are, you know, still other chances of things could go horribly wrong, but it increases your likelihood and helps out a lot. So, yeah. And this is actually where I'm going to end this episode, because we've got a lot of dialogue when we leave the cave here, because we're at the end. And I will see you guys in the next installment. So, till then, later everyone.